What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is your boy J.U.S.T. Man, this is Love and Hip Hop episode. Let me repeat this again. Forgive me. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, episode 8. First, let me get into it. We go and start with YOUNGBERG and TIAMIA. They meet up at the studio, and YOUNGBERG just think he's the player of all players. I mean, you know, I give it to TIAMIA. She see his BS. She walks in the studio, it's wine and roses, and Berg said in his confessional, this is all for this album he just completed, not album but single he completed for her. And you know, he's saying, you know, this is all professional. I'm like, yeah, right. He just trying to get the pussy, and we know it, and we see when bullshit is thrown. And he's trying really hard to say, hey, you know what, we got a hit here. And the song do sound alright. I heard it. I'm gonna give it props. If he did do everything the way he said he did, then I give him props. He's a good producer. But you know, I did a little bit of research. I mean, I haven't heard. He's not no big name producer. If he is producing, maybe he had a little bit here and there, but he's not doing nothing hella big. And you know, he you know, they get to. He's still trying to flirt at her, and you know, he's just trying to say, you know what, this is all professional. I just want to show you that, you know, this hit we have right here, I'm gonna take you to the top. And that's the bullshit he give her. You know, HAZEL-E and MASEKA. I really just want to get into this. You know, they get to talking about YOUNGBERG, but apparently MASEKA said that she knew YOUNGBERG way before she knew HAZEL-E. And they used to kick it from what they said. She didn't say in the exact words, but from what way she kind of, the explanation how she said it, like, well, I miss my friend. So apparently they must have had some type of connection, which I don't understand. This dude got to be maybe 4'11", if that, and he's a Mac of all year, of all day. And HAZEL-E, I really don't get her. You know, she's talking about YOUNGBERG even after the fact they got in an argument. He explained to her, said, listen, you ain't my bitch. You know, we just friends. And really, I think after the situation from last week when he threw the purse out, they ended that friendship. And she's talking to MASEKA like in reference, like as if they, okay, well, this is an everyday thing between them two. I don't get it. To me, and I'm kind of worried for YOUNGBERG. To me, it seemed like he got a stalker on his hands. I was telling this to my wife, and you know, he really sounds delusional. I mean, it's like this man done told you. I'm just going from the show. You know, I don't know what their situation were before this, prior to the show, but I can say at least he had told her at least 3 to 4 times, we ain't kidding like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, from one of the shows, you see him, after he hit it, he goes sleep on a little small couch in the side of her room. If that don't tell you motherfucker ain't interested in you, I don't know what is. She say they've been kicking it on and off 8 years. And I say in that 8 years, if you haven't got him, or, you know, really 2 years, if y'all ain't made that connection as really solidifying your relationship together, it just ain't. And from what he said, every time they hooked up, it was strictly off a jump off move. And I just wish them to leave each other alone. I mean, I really kind of worry about YOUNGBERG, you know, because I think, to me, it seems like HAZEL-E might do something harmful to him down the road, where she be acting and she just don't know how to say, hey, it's over with. Now, Lil Fizz and Amanda. As I said in my other blogs before I started my new YouTube channel, Lil Fizz is the one guy I'm rooting for on this show. Last episode, Lil Fizz told Amanda, you know, let's take a break. You on some bullshit. People from Miami calling you saying, you know, for dinner reservations. And he's saying this episode, he's driving, just his luck, he's driving down the street. He's trying to call Amanda, wonder where she's at. He's driving down the street. He pull up next to the dude she cheated with, and she's in the passenger side. He was looking at her like, bitch, you foul. You know what I'm saying? So he calls her up. They meet up at some bar or something like that. Beyond to her knowledge, she didn't know that he saw her and the dude she cheated with in a car. He goes like, you know what? I caught your ass. And she's like, well, I was going to tell you anyway. I'm like to myself, like, okay. And this is what I have to, and I give props to Moniece, his baby mama. And she did call it like she saw it. She said she don't think Amanda's ready. And I have to agree with Moniece. I mean, I would never have said it. I know in previous episodes, I probably have said Moniece is on some ratchet shit. But this episode, I have to give Moniece her props. Moniece stood up and you know, did her thing. Speaking of Moniece, Lil Fizz and her, they go look at one of the houses that Lil Fizz go pick for him and his son. You know, they get to talking. She asks him like, well, where's Amanda at? And he's like, listen, I don't have to, you know, give you any answer. That's not none of your business. She said, okay, I respect that. And, you know, next thing you know, Moniece is flirting with Lil Fizz. Lil Fizz like, go on, girl, you know what I'm saying? Now, before the flirt, she propositioned Lil Fizz like, yo, Lil Fizz asked her, say, hey, what's going on with your business? She said, well, one of my investors pulled out. And she said, but, you know, you always said if I ever need anything from you to come to you. And she said, well, I need $150,000. Lil Fizz gave her a look and said, you know what, man, hell no. You go on with that bullshit. And it was so funny because after that, she used to start flirting with him. You know, I'm your baby mama. I'm always going to be your baby mama. Remember how we used to beat it up and do all this and that? And I'm looking at this and Lil Fizz, he kind of like cheesing at it. He's like digging it. So, you know, they're flirting away and she's saying, you know what, well, if I need a place, maybe I can come over here. Next thing you know, Lil Fizz said, well, okay, well, yeah, maybe, you know, I can set you up with a room or something like that. And I have to say this, if there's a chance for them to reconcile and make things work, then hey, you know what I'm saying? Because this apparently was something about Moniece that caught Lil Fizz's attention. And she's a beautiful woman. I think every woman got a little craziness in them. That's just the honest truth. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm not saying every decision Moniece made was the best. You know what I'm saying? But I can see that by her joining this cast, she's trying to make changes to better herself for her son. And I do have to say I see that more often because in previous episodes, I use it from her dealings with Lil Fizz. I always thought like she on some ratchet shit. This episode, it proved me wrong because she really did stand up and she's, you know, trying to co-parent with Lil Fizz and stuff and whatnot, and do the right thing. Now they leave. Lil Fizz and Amanda meet up after a couple days after Lil Fizz told her, said, listen, it's done. You do you, I'll do me. And he explained, you know, Amanda come over to his house. He kind of rubs in her face. Yeah, I went looking at some houses. So me and my son, Moniece came, and Amanda, why Moniece there? I'm thinking, that's the fuck you get. I mean, what you expect? You get caught with your dude that you don't cheated on him with before. What you expect? I'll rub it in your face too. So doing that part, you know, I could tell it was pissing Amanda off, and she in her confession was like, no, that's not fair because, you know, Lil Fizz need to respect me. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how can you even throw that word respect up when you get caught with the dude you cheated on him with before, driving down the street? And are you going to say, well, I was going to tell you before, and then now she's coming to Lil Fizz like, well, you know, I ended it. I really miss you. I love you and stuff. And I'm thinking, well, what was the love before? You know what I'm saying? It's like either you do or you don't. And she, you know, little Fizz was, you know, telling her like, you know, I did tell MONIECE that, you know, maybe I set up a room for her. And that really infuriated Amanda, because Amanda was like, oh, it's like this. Like, what? I'm gone a couple days, you already moved on? You know, well, hell, you what you do? What I supposed to do? I'm a bachelor. And I just bust out laughing because little Fizz was like, you know, I was like, bravo for you, little Fizz. I'm like, that's right. You make her sweat. Don't let up on her, because I feel like at the end of the day, what she's doing is like trying to have her cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it doesn't work like that. And you can't, you know, say you love him, but oh yes, I won't go fuck around with him. Nah. You know, little Fizz, wake the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? On the real, let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because I see her nothing but a lot of heartache and a lot of bullshit. She's not your baby mama. You don't have to really deal with her. Cut it off. Yeah, you've been with her 2 years, but I'd rather you cut the BS off with her right now than have heartache and stress down the road with something that may not ever happen. And then even if y'all get back together, just that trust is just, it's gone. It's gone. It's like she lost your trust. Especially with the dude, this is, I mean, from what you said, this is the second time, but maybe more. You know, I mean, it's like she's on some bullshit. Now, hold on. Off of them, I'm gonna say this. HAZEL-E need to really just leave YOUNGBERG alone, and not to be jumping here and there with it. That just popped back up in my mind. I just feel like HAZEL-E really got some mental issues. I think she got some problems that just is straight crazy and stuff whatnot. And I just see a lot of, you know, if it's true what she says that they've been on and off 8 years, let it go, baby. Let it go. It's just not worth it. I want to talk about NIKKI and TIAMIA hooking up. They say they friends. They talking about they single now, and you know they want to go to a party where MASEKA is the poster girl for the new club, but they own the property of where the club is open at. And you know, from what we heard, and I heard this on the rumor. Not rumor, but you know, through the social media, how she tried to get the poster of MASEKA out of Hollywood, but it couldn't be done because my man wanted her. But then she posted a billboard of MASEKA. I guess she got caught up when she was a younger person. When she was not a younger person, but a youngster, when she was real young, and she had a mugshot, and they put it up on all through Hollywood of her being in jail. And I'm thinking to myself, like, we know it's with NIKKI, and NIKKI just want to embarrass her over Molly Mall. And at the end of the day, why would you get pissed at her about Molly Mall or whatever? You know, I mean, those was his decisions, not hers. And she's trying to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, you know, he's about some bullshit, and then you finally put it together. But to, you know, shut people's dreams down and go out your way to embarrass people, it's not cool. You know what I'm saying? But that's his love in hip hop Hollywood right now. This is your boy J.U.S.T. You guys have a blessed night, and I'm about to go to bed. Wifey is knocked out. But anyway, y'all just keep your heads up. Peace. We out.